Hello YouTube and welcome to my very first BT13 Ultimate Cup deck profile. Now that regionals are pretty much all done, we are going to go ahead and jump right in Ultimate Cup format. And I'm going to start by doing a deck profile of something that is very fun and has legs now that we're entering a slower, little more controlled single color format. This is Leopardmon. This is a really cool green deck that allows you right now to set up a really cool OTK turn. Beat your opponent one turn. It takes some setting up, takes a little bit of building, and it was really too slow for regular BT13. But so far in testing for Ultimate Cups, this deck can hold its own against things like Alphamonis, Blue Flare, Mirage Galgamon, Greymon decks, and that's really good. That's actually really good. So I'm really excited to show you guys Leopardmon deck profile. If you like it, or if you don't like it, let me know in the comments. Also, like the video and subscribe to notification bell and smash potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos come out. Hope you guys enjoy the deck profile. Alright, for our eggs today, we're playing 4 copies of Happy Mealmon. Tori Karabaomon. I don't know how to say that. I think that's right. But it has a really cool effect. It says your turn. Once per turn, when you play a green Digimon, it gains 2,000 DP for the turn. That 2,000 DP matters for reasons I will explain later. So we'll move on to the rookies here, and we're going to play 4 copies of the new Salamon. As an on-play effect, you reveal top 3 cards of your deck. You add a beast, animal, or sovereign, and then you also add a Royal Knight to your hand. You bottom deck the other card, and then during your turn, you have plus 2,000 DP if the Digimon is a beast, animal, sovereign, or Royal Knight. By the end of the whole thing, you will be a Leopardmon, and that's just quite alright. So that's no problem. We do play 4 copies of Lalamon. Also an on-play real top 3. You add a Vegetation Planter Fairy and a Yoshino to your hand, bomb deck the rest. It also has the ability to reduce the deluge cost by 1 once per turn. And that's handy. It's a good inheritable to have, honestly. And the on-play comes up because we are playing fairies and vegetations and all that. And we're playing Yoshinos, so it's perfectly fine. Now, the rest of the rookies are a bit of meta call for the Ultimate Cup. We're doing 4 Pomomon, the one that says all players can't play Digimon by effects. One of the decks that I'm expecting to see a lot of traction also pick up is the Alphamon deck. The Alphamon deck likes to play cards by effects. There's also the odd other deck here and there that plays cards by effects. For example, the occasional Gossmon and Blue Flare, the occasional Red Hybrid shenanigans and Red Hybrid. And other decks as well that is recently good against Bloomlord, which we'll also see play, and Rosemon, which will probably also see play. Not so good against Mirage, but like, what can you do against Mirage, you know what I mean? But the Pomomon here is a really good floodgate, and I'd rather have it than not, especially since in this deck, it's not like any other green deck we've done in a long time, where it's playing Digimon by effects. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. But yeah, Pomomon for the most part, really good, doesn't stop you, and that's really good. Then we have finally 2 copies of Terriermon, just for opponent can't gain memory except by Tamer effects. A little bit of that in the format. Terriermon does come up against the meta decks. Not really good against Mirage Galgamon again because they can just bounce it back to your hand, but this is green and we got what we can, and hopefully just beat them before they beat you. And you play things to avoid their hand shenanigans. So that's it for that. Now you on the champions. We're playing 4 copies of Mikemon. Mikemon has an on-play that says when your Digimon gains piercing for the turn. That will never happen. I don't think I've done that once. But the inheritable comes up and gives you 2,000 DP if you're a beast, animal, sovereign, or a Royal Knight. That comes up. If you can't get the Salamon in your stack, you want to get that in your stack. You want one or the other along with your Happy Meal egg. So that's pretty good. We play 4 copies of the new Sunflowmon. Its main effect by suspending its Digimon, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with Fairy for the reduced cost of 2. And then it also has the inheritable to while you have a Tamer, reduce the deluge cost by 1. So yeah, this lets you go into your level 5s for reduced cost because all our level 5s in the deck are actually fairies this time around. So no clashing, none of that. It's just good value champion here to reduce our costs. We play 2 copies of Red Vegiemon. We play it because it's a 3 cost, 1 Evo. 3 cost might matter because you want to spam your board with little dudes towards the end game. So Red Vegiemon might help you get there as opposed to like, you know, Vegiemon or Sunflowmon or whatever. And we're doing the 1 random hybrid for game because I thought it was going to be kind of like a meme, but it's actually come up where like you get just enough damage to kill them with a hybrid, and you hybrid for game. That's really cool. So the hybrids actually come up. It's not like some kind of joke or anything like that, but the one random hybrid, really cool. Now we move on to the ultimates. We're playing 4 copies of the new Leopardmon. When Digivolving, play Yoshino from your hand. And it also has security, gives you security +1 inheritable if your opponent has suspended Digimon, which they honestly probably will. And then we're playing 4 copies of a card I've never played before until this deck, EX1 Lilymon. Its inheritable is the same thing basically. When one of your opponent's Digimon comes suspended, it gains security +1. So all of your ultimates are giving you sec +1, and that matters for reasons we'll talk about very, 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 very shortly as we go into the 6s. So we start with 4 copies of the Leopardmon. This is the one you're used to seeing in Royal Knights, only it's going to actually be operational in green deck. Yeah, there's a win Digivolving and main once per turn effect. You may play a green Royal Knight for your hand for its cost, but then you reduce the cost by 4. It's you're just going to play, so you're not going to play Leopardmons or anything like that, but you're going to play the other green dudes for cheap, and that's really important. It also has the all turns effect that when you play another Digimon, all your green Digimon and Royal Knights gain blocker. So, if you can't kill the opponent, you can set up some blockers. That's really good. But now we go into the main ace in OTK machine part of the deck. Leopardmon, Leopard Mode, 4 copies of it. So what does this card do? So it costs 4 to evolve on Leopardmon, but it costs 1 to evolve on a Leopardmon, which is cool. There's a 1 Digivolving effect that says suspend one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn, then one of them can't unsuspend. Usually, I'm going to be real with you, if you go into Leopard mode, you're probably winning the game that turn. And if you're not, you're probably losing the game the next turn. But keeping something suspended, I guess it could come up. It hasn't really come up for me. It hasn't been that useful. It's the one attacking ability that really, really matters. By suspending one of your other Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon when attacking. Did you notice there's no once per turn besides Leopardmon? That's really good. It means you can do it multiple times. It's like a Boral Sword Dragon, which is crazy. That green has a random OTK machine in Leopardmon mode. You can just, as long as you got Digimon to suspend, you can attack. Now you understand why sec +1 comes up so much, and why those 2,000 DP inheritables come up, right? The Happy Meal gives you 2,000, putting you to 14, and then have either Solomon or Micamon in there, it makes it 16. 16 attacks over all the burst modes, which you will see in Ultimate Cup. The only thing it clashes with in the format is Alphamon or Yukin, which we'll probably see some play. But besides that, you're guaranteed swinging over any Digimon in security. And that's kind of important, right? That's why we play all those inheritables. At the end of your turn, though, if this is still on the board, you just trash this and unsuspend all your Digimon. So like with the Leopardmon, if you go to next turn, you remove the top card, oh, you're Leopardmon now. And then that Leopardmon hopefully give everything a blocker and unsuspends all your Digimon so that you have a fighting chance of staying alive the following turn. So that's the Leopardmon deck. There's a few more cards in the deck, obviously, but that's the main OTK machine. That's how you kill people. That's just how you do it. Then we're on 4 copies of Yoshino for the Memory Tamer. When you have to evolve into a Vegetation Plant or Fairy, you can suspend the Tamer to gain memory back. So you can't do it for Leopardmon, but you can do it for any other evolution in the deck, and that's fine. Then on the options, we play 4 copies of the Memory Boost to give you memory and consistency. The Memory Boosts really come in handy because you want to crack those at the very last game of the turn when you're ready to do a Leopardmon OTK play by playing just a 3-cost Digimon and then going cheap. And 1 copy of HPD, just because it's broken. And why not play 1 copy of HPD? Card's broken, card's broken. I want to talk about a little tech card you can play real quick. There are these 2-cost rookies you can play. It's really cute, like in theory, because you play the 2-cost rookie and that helps you OTK Leopard mode because it costs very, very cheap. But it's not really a big deal at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you have more than enough memory and resources to build a board. Ideally what you do is like turn 1, you evolve in the back, play an on-play rookie, whatever, get an effect. Turn 2, you crash, do a security damage, and then you build up resources for a couple more turns, and then by the time that happens, you go Leopardmon, Leopard mode, and then you OTK them, and that's it. And that's really how it works. And that's for the deck profile, guys. That's Leopardmon, Leopard mode. I think it's a really fun choice for Ultimate Cup, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. See you later!